everyone, it's Kara here from Boho and I'm excited to be back with you today. This is my new plan with me for the month of April. Unfortunately, this time around I decided not to do the time lapse and go ahead and set everything up, and I'm just going to walk you through step by step. And the reason that I decided to do it that way is I have a lot of new stuff going on this month, so I wanted to kind of take my time and be able to explain all of the pages and what I have going on in my new journal. All right, so before we get started, like I do every month, I want to flip through my past month, which is the month of March. So that's in my older bullet journal, which is right here. And we're just going to open her up and check out the month of March. So we have here the traditional monthly log, which this is something that I'm changing up in April, which I'm really excited about. I've got my one line a day, which has been really fun to keep up with. And then my gratitude log, which I haven't been keeping up with as much this month. So I think maybe this weekend I might have some me time. I might come in and kind of fill this in a little bit. And then my March tracker and self-care tracker, little graph down here at the bottom. I absolutely love this pattern on my March tracker. It's something that I had seen a while back on maybe Instagram or Pinterest, and I thought the pattern was really cute, and I always kind of had it in the back of my mind as something I wanted to try, and this month for March I decided to just go for it. So I love it. I love how it looks. I think I'm going to keep doing this maybe with a different color each month from now on. All right. Then we've got my mood mandala, which as you can see, I started off really strong, and then for the last few days, I have been so busy. I've been throwing myself into the creation of my handwriting course, and that's going to be launching at the very beginning of April, and it's kind of been all-consuming lately. So I haven't taken time to continue drawing out the mandala. I have filled in my rings based on my moods, but again, maybe this weekend I'll be able to come in here and finish creating the pattern here. All right, and then after that, we just move straight into the month. You've seen all of these in my past videos. This was my 8-week meal plan. I had some ideas for different meals. This was another meal plan for 1 week. Got a weekly spread, some of my dailies. This I was just doing some rock your handwriting alphabet drills, which was really fun. This over here I was developing SKUs, which is a stock keepers unit, is what SKU is short for, and it's just a way for me to code all of the items that are in my Etsy shop so that it's a lot easier to organize things at the office. All right, we've got some more dailies. I have a little journaling there. And then this is my workout logs that are almost complete. I'm almost done with my 4-week workout program. And then I'm going to start another 4-week program with slightly different exercises starting next week. So that's really exciting. All right. After that, we've got another weekly spread, more dailies, more dailies. This here was my lunar phases calendar that I got from lunarabundance.com, and I absolutely love it. I think I've talked about this on video before, so I won't go too far into detail. We've got more weeklies, more dailies. Here I was toying around with doing my header with a brush pen. I liked it and I didn't like it. I really missed my normal headers when I was doing it, even though I think it's cute. You'll see I went back to my normal headers. I definitely had a few days here. We're getting, let's see, this is kind of towards the middle of the month. I've been, like I said, working nonstop on this handwriting course, so I've had some days where, I didn't even bother to color these in, or I didn't go back and update things. I've got my fitness progress tracker here. This was my spread for planning for my next bullet journal. You can see here Sunday I set it up and never even wrote anything in there. I'm telling you, it's been crazy, y'all. All right, and this is the current week that we're in right now. And you can see I have Monday. I don't have a Tuesday. I didn't do Tuesday at all. And then I have Wednesday and then today. And that is it. That brings us to the end. I've got just a few pages left. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 full spreads left in this bullet journal. I think it's going to time perfectly for moving into my new journal in April. All right, so let's get into the good stuff. All right, so we've got my new bullet journal. If you want to know more about this journal, the sticker on the cover, all of that, definitely check out my last video. It was called Moving Into My New Bullet Journal, and you'll see all of this setup for this journal. All right, so we're gonna open her up. And all of this you've seen if you watched that past video, all of this setup here. Got my future planning, I've got my spring goals and unfinished business. I have my moon phases again. I have my ideal day, my level 10 life, and then my 2017 goals and intentions. I did not have this filled out yet last time I did a video on this journal, so feel free to pause and read if you like, but I feel really good having this all written out. All right, and then we move on to April. So, big thing that you'll notice is that I went back to my old style of monthly logs. So instead of having just the one list on the left-hand side of the page, I decided to split that list into all day. So these are all day events, appointments, birthdays, anniversaries, travel, anything like that. And then AM and PM events and appointments. And I decided to color code these the way I used to as well. So I've got coral for work, purple for personal, mint green for family, teal for holidays, and orange for birthdays. And then I have this little column here where I have my main goals and tasks for this month. And then I decided to add a little calendar down here at the bottom, and everything's highlighted according to this color code. So you'll see here number 1 is highlighted with teal. That's a holiday. That's April Fool's Day. So that's how that works. Okay, after that, I've got my gratitude page set up on the left-hand side here, and then I have my April tracker, and this is something that I'm changing up a little bit. I'm still going to be doing that pattern that I was talking about earlier. Also, I decided to, and this is something I've done in the past and I had gotten away from, but I decided to draw little boxes around the days where these certain things have to happen, or I want them to happen. Let's put it that way. I want them to happen on those specific days. There are certain things that I don't do every single day, but I want to make sure that I'm tracking them. So having this box, it tells me, hey, you know, today's Friday, I want to make sure I check on my goals, but it also makes me not feel so bad when I look across the line and only those boxes are colored in. So hopefully that makes sense. And then one thing that I'm really focusing on this month is kind of keeping an eye on how the moon phases affect all the different areas of my life. So you're going to see this throughout my journal, where anytime I have the whole month, I have the moon phases here as well. So I've got the moon phases going across the top along with the days of the month. So hopefully I'll be able to see some correlations in the moon phase and how I'm doing on my habits this month. Okay, up next I have my sleep log, and you probably saw this over on Instagram. My plan for the sleep log is I really want to start tracking how many hours I'm sleeping and how good or bad is my sleep quality. So I have the times of the day up here. So I have 1 through 12 twice, and my plan is to color code this. I'm actually going to write this down here at the bottom probably, but I'm going to have a light blue for sleep and a different color for awake time. And I might have a different color for light sleep or heavy sleep. I'm not sure yet. I'm tracking all of this with an app on my phone called Auto Sleep. It connects with my Apple Watch, and it actually tracks when I fall asleep at night, when I wake up, what my restless hours were, and it also tracks my heart rate throughout the night. So I have columns to write down my heart rates, my minimum, maximum, and average, and then my quality of sleep, and then some notes on the right-hand side here. And you'll see also I have the moon phases over on the left. All right, up next is my self-care tracker, and I had talked about last week how I was going to make this its own spread. So on the left here, I decided to write down some things that I can do to improve in each of these areas of self-care. So for mood, I have things like meditation, going outside, snuggling with the dog, taking some creative time for myself. So I have little tidbits in each of these areas that I can do to kind of help boost myself in those each day. All right, so turning the self-care tracker over, you can see I have my days of the month going this way, and then I have my scale from 1 to 10. And I decided to make each number 2 boxes tall. I think that's going to help so it's not quite so cramped. I've been feeling like it's really, really cramped lately when I had it joined with my habit tracker like before. And then again, you'll see the phases of the moon down here. And then I have my color code. And I actually changed up my color code because I felt like I was using a mint green and a light blue, and they were too similar. It was hard to distinguish at a quick glance. So I decided to change up my color code to the ones that you see here. All right. After that, I have my mood mandala, which I'm going to continue in the month of April. I'm really, really excited about it. It's one of those things that I really look forward to each and every month. If you're curious about how I set this up, I do have a video about the mood mandala, and then I also have another video, I believe it was my last Plan With Me March, where I showed me actually drawing out the circles and setting everything up. All right, and after that, I'm just going to be moving straight into my first weekly spread. And one thing I want to say here is that with my weeklies, people ask me all the time, especially towards the end of the month, how do you decide which month your weekly goes in? So for me, I choose whichever month has the most days in that specific week. That's the month that weekly spread goes in. So for this upcoming week, the majority of the week falls in March. So I would normally put that weekly spread in the month of March. So that would go in my old journal. However, I'm switching it up. This month I'm doing it a little bit differently. A, I'm really, really excited to get into my new journal. And B, being that this is a brand new journal and it starts in April, I want the entire month of April to be in this bullet journal. So I don't want those first 2 days of April, Saturday and Sunday, to be in my old journal. I want it all to be in my new journal. So I have about 3 more days left in my old journal, then I'm officially moving into this one, and I'll set up my very first weekly spread right here. All right, y'all, that is it. I'm keeping it short and sweet this month. I hope you enjoyed kind of seeing how I'm setting everything up for the month of April. If you have any questions, comments, anything along those lines, as always, drop them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have, and I will look forward to seeing y'all very, very soon. Bye.